be elected. Give me my job. What'd I win? Yeah.
Felt a little appropriate this week. Alice Cooper from the olden days.
I want to be Alice Cooper.
Yeah. And as you can all tell, Ruben is back with us once again.
Yeah.
Hey,
Coming out that wall like Kool-Aid man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Had to have Ruben on in a little bit, right?
It's been a while.
A
couple months.
October, maybe? October, November, maybe.
Sometime, yeah, something like that, yeah. So, was that the last time?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
Because last time we had anybody on, it was the two ladies, Krista and Cassandra, and that was
my favorite episode.
I want to say that was like December 12th. I mean, so.
Did you ever go back and listen to that episode?
Yeah, the one with...
Dude, we sound so cool. We do. We really do. There's something about female laughter that makes dudes cool.
Yeah.
They got chicks on air.
And they're making them laugh. Ah,
right.
They must be cool. We're not.
We're not, but I mean, but it's a good notion.
I need to subscribe to this channel.
It's a good idea.
On YouTube.
Gives you old warm and fuzzies, down on the dangles.
Lets me know someone might care if I died, so I'm okay with that. Be like, oh, that guy died? That's a bummer. Who's hungry?
Right. Shit, man. So it's another goddamn Friday, and it's another Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast.
We made it.
As always, got me, Kevin, the always ever beautiful Brandon, and Ruben. Rugon. For the uninitiated, or those of you that are just recently coming around, Ruben is, you remember Dweezil Zappa back in the day? Dweezil he'd play every instrument in a band and put out his own shit, and the guy was a goddamn genius. Well, Ruben does a similar act with Alone in a Room. How's that shit going?
Pretty good. I'm currently working on my second album. I'm about halfway done instrumentally.
Don't you have somebody lending a hand on a project now?
Yeah, me. Okay, there's a DJ producer in town named Foulmouth J. He's known in the hip hop community. He works with a lot of local hip hop artists.
Right.
He's a professional. He does professional work when it comes to music videos. I'm gonna do my first music video off of a track off the first album.
Oh shit!
I haven't made any music videos off the first album.
Wow.
And the hip hop cats and Clovis do that a lot, but I don't see anybody in metal or anything else doing that.
And it's gonna be my it's what I consider to be a standout track on the album. It's the mellower track. It's a song called Sky Signal. It's the mellow track on the album.
Forgot that album had a mellow track.
Yeah.
When you had posted that the track for Abandoned Buildings, one we had uploaded, and I was like, shit, I haven't listened to that in a while.
And see, originally we were gonna do something else, but we changed. Originally, I was gonna perform the first album live, all the way through,
right?
And he was gonna videotape, and I was like, damn,
that's a lot. That's a lot of goddamn work, man.
I saw the pictures from you doing 3 of those songs, and you looked a little exhausted.
And I'm trying to change up my next album because it's not easy to listening to my first album. It's pretty fucking depressing and angry.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be. That's where you were at.
And so, yeah, it was a difficult time in my life. And so the next album, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I still want it to be heavy with the instruments and shit.
Right.
But not so depressing that it's hard to listen to. I want it to be a little more upbeat, a little more funky, a little more.
Yeah, that first one, I'm going to tell you, it's fucking pretty moody.
It's hard to listen to. It's too emo for me because I went back and I was sitting there listening to the album because, like I told you, our original project was he was going to record me perform it live.
Right.
I was memorizing the lyrics and all this and that, and then I told him, dude, this album's not easy for me to listen to. That was a difficult point in my life. Like, I'm even tempted to make the second album just instrumental, but.
Yep.
We'll see what happens. But
no primal screams from Ruben this time?
And if there is any vocals, I don't want it to be like emo and depressing. Like
you need like some guest vocals or something?
It's probably some assholes named Echoes of Ancients might have them.
Echoes of Assholes. I
Echoes
know those guys.
Yeah, that's the right one.
Echoes of Assholes. That's a smooth fart right there.
So, yeah, we're going to work on a music video to, I think that's the track that's a little more listen-toable. It's listenable. Yeah, listenable.
It's easy. It's enjoyable. It's an enjoying ride.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that for now. That's next week. Next week we're gonna meet up at his place here in Portales. He has professional equipment, cameras on tripods, lighting effects, all this and that. I mean,
shit.
A professional music video.
Good shit, man.
And so I'm gonna work with him on that. And I'm looking forward to that right now. Once I do that, I'll get back on track to finishing the second album.
Right on, man. No, it sounds like you got a lot of work.
Yeah, between
Well, and I also understand you're homeless right now, right?
that and being homeless.
That's always part of the plan, isn't it?
It's hard to keep up with all your music when you're homeless.
Well,
man.
homeless by design, though.
Homeless by design.
Yeah,
It is.
Thankfully, it's all part of the plan.
I don't want a bunch of, because there actually are some nice people who listen to this show. I don't want them going, oh, fuck, let's start a GoFundMe for this guy.
Hey,
not necessary.
If
y'all got free money for me,
Yeah, just don't
okay.
tell them to do an OnlyFans, because fuck that.
Ruben. Now, a Ruben OnlyFans. I have a feeling an Allsup's burrito wrapper and your schlong would be a picture. And I'd buy it just to have it in my wallet to whip out to the ladies.
do you post like wiener selfies on that OnlyFans?
I think you can post
selfies
flat
of
out
everything?
fucking on there.
I think you can put up
Flat out,
anything
flat
you
out.
want. I don't think it's anything but nude and sex-related shit. So I don't know.
Any
Yeah,
good, any good-looking girls listening to this that want to have sex, just give
Throw
Why
Ruben a
didn't I
couple of
think of
dollars.
that, man?
Throw Ruben a couple bucks. Huh?
Why didn't I think of that?
couple bucks for a couple fucks. But that's what's going on with my music project, Alone in a Room. That's about it on my part.
Man,
Now,
that's
you do remember I still have I bought a copy already, right?
Yeah, and Brandon does this thing. Anytime he knows I'm working on an album, he'll buy an album right at the beginning.
I'll pre-order it just based off the
just
thought.
to kind of motivate me. I like it because it's a push. It's kind of a push that I need.
Didn't he pre-order the second one right when you handed off the first one?
Yeah.
And I expect a return on my investment.
And Brandon's like, "So how's that album going along?"
It's a little called ROI in the business community.
Yeah, well, shit, man. If you can't support your friends' bands, who the fuck can you support?
Yeah, that's true.
So how's your week?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
I'd had somebody note and said, how come you don't ask Brandon how his week is? Because fucking nobody wants to hear. It's like, man, it's been great.
Well, going back to Ruben's point, I'd brought up a while back that listening to the old podcast is a little bit of a bummer to me
Yeah.
because I'm an angry fuck.
Yeah, no, now you get the real anger is me.
Yeah.
And it kind of reveals all that the curtain has been pulled back.
Balance of power has shifted.
I bet the listeners are like, Brandon needs to go back to the hotel. It's more entertaining. Now he's too happy now.
Well, they can all go fuck themselves. Anybody that's wanting that, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you're working a weed dispensary, right? Since
For
that shit's legal here.
several months.
Legally, he's working there.
What's the
Right,
word on
documented.
the state trying to get become like California and Colorado and Nevada and go all recreational?
From what I've heard, the governor wants to get that done this year.
Right.
She wanted to get it done last year, but Rona basically said, no, you got bigger plans.
Well, that's because the new president has basically said no more fracking, and that's going to fuck a lot of our income in the state.
Yeah, I might go back and work at the hotel because all the cocksucking oil workers ain't going to be staying there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Nope. No, I'm going to stick to selling weed.
Shit. No, don't even joke about that shit.
They are talking about doubling the allotted grams per 90-day rolling average period.
For medical?
Yeah, from
Okay.
230 to 460 grams.
That's
So,
a lot of goddamn weed. Oof.
yeah,
That's a pound, right?
that is a pound on the button, I think.
Wow.
It's 28s an ounce.
Yeah.
Those weed farmers are going to like that. Huh?
280s, fucking 10 ounces.
Increase yield.
Well, and right now too, under the medical program, if you have to have a personal production license, the PPL, and I think you're only allowed four? I think flowering.
4 flowering plants and 4 that are on the rise.
So whereas I think in Colorado, even on a recreational user up there, I think you're allowed like a dozen. I think.
In fucking Arizona, who just got it underway, you can buy 3 ounces a day.
Holy shit!
And I'm like, why
Who
even,
needs that?
Why even put a fucking limit on
Right.
it at that point? Just be like, you can buy pot. You can buy all the fucking pot you want. You can have a big-ass pot warehouse chock full of shit, and we'll never have to
I
see
guess
you
they're
again.
doing that so nobody runs a cartel in Colorado. I'm going to go ahead and just get this cartel
Well,
going. since
shit,
we have
man.
Well, now a friend of mine up there had somebody living next door to him in an apartment. That dude had 100 plants in his apartment, which is way over the legal limit.
Oh,
I guess if you're going to break the law, you might as well just go ahead and just not even skirt
Yeah.
it. Just leap over that hurdle and jump over the next one.
What's the tier above 100 plants? There isn't one. Okay, I'm going to do way more then. I mean, granted, it might shave a couple of those good behavior years off when you get put in the pokey.
right? But So if it goes recreational, what's going to happen to the medical status in the state?
I'm not sure.
Because that's kind of my concern. Because people need it, as
I
medicine.
feel like, well, I mean, the pros are that the limit of what folks can grow around here will go up. They'll have to sustain the fucking strain of all these people. Now everybody buying weed if you're over 21.
Although I almost wonder, since it is so easy to get a card, it's like California was like 5 years ago. I almost kind of wonder if people that are interested in smoking weed have already got a card anyway.
Well, here's the thing about that. It's real easy to get a card. Apparently, it's real hard for fuckers to keep the card.
Really?
Yeah, man. I mean, they go and they get that first year done, and then all of a sudden, it's like, here comes your recertification, and they just like, nah, because your card will work for a little bit after that initial recertification. I think it's about 60 days. After that, if you don't get it, you cut off, and you got to do the whole thing over again.
Right.
And people will wait till the ass-end 11th hour to get it done. I don't understand it.
As people do. As everybody around this entire half of the state does.
And then they get mad at me when I'm like, bro, your card's no good.
Yeah. Bunch of slacking stoners.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know. Well, I don't know them, but I see a lot of them. I see a lot of them.
Fruit Loops don't taste as good.
But this Rice Krispie treat tastes delicious.
Delicious.
Mead Battle MMA podcast, the Mead for the week. Since the last time, we do have an update. We now have GreenShips, or Longman, however you want to call it. We have moved the Green Man batch to the barrel because, well, I didn't want to have to re-cure that bitch. Oh, yeah, Ruben already
rubbing his stomach and looking for his wallet.
I'm going to reach for a donation.
Oh, thank God he's reaching for money. I thought he was grabbing his dick.
That's still a compliment, though.
But
fans only.
Because we'd had 5 gallons of Green Man, and that barrel holds approximately just a shade over 4.5. So we racked that over to there and bottled about 3. Of which I think we have hanging around here somewhere. But we had to do something because I did not have another batch of plain mead to add to that to turn it into long ships once it's in there and gets in there with the oak and gets its flavors and everything else and turns itself into long ships. Didn't have a batch standing by waiting for that. So we moved the Green Man over to there. All this means is the next batch we have, it's going to have a little bit of a green chili zing to it. Batch after that, probably nothing. It'll be back to normal. So at least that's what I'm hoping.
We'll find out.
So it's going to linger, huh?
Because it is wood. It is wood. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, Ruben, get up on that mic so people can hear you.
Yeah.
It'll linger on there.
Right.
Like the Cranberries song.
Troublemaker, we'd bottled that. So that's all ready to go. We've got, and it's Troublemaker Reserve, by the way.
Reserve?
Yeah, 1 year. 1 year.
Had the pleasure of drinking my founder's bottle with some good folks, i.e. the people that frequent the meat hall.
Right.
And I got to say, it's fucking delicious and well worth the wait.
Yeah. It's, Troublemaker's good. I'm not going to deny it. That goddamn green ships or whatever the hell you want to call it.
I like GreenShips.
Man, that might be the best shit we have ever done. Ever.
And it was really just created out of necessity.
Yeah, because the fact I'll be damned if I want to re-cure that barrel again.
Yeah, that was a process.
Yeah.
A process that, if we're good and we don't have to do it anymore, as long as we just keep liquor in there.
As long as we keep meat in there.
GreenShips? Does it have any like residue from long ships?
Well, it's got oak flavor. I mean, it's the barrel. Yeah, it comes through.
It comes through.
I want to get him on the podcast trying this shit out. So hold on.
Not bad. Hey, what a live mead tasting. Been a while since we've done that. Usually we would drink mead on here, but then we just started drinking beer, and a lot of it. But the GreenShips, I purposely waited just at least 7 days.
So why are you calling it GreenShips? Does it still have?
Well, it's Green Man, and it's going to take on you know how the meat out of there tasted the initial batch. It tasted like long ships.
Okay.
So basically now it's going to be because long ships the flavor was always oak. So now you're going to get that with whatever you put in there.
There you go, my good man.
GreenShips, I like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I mean, I prefer long ships, but we didn't have just a beige batch just laying around. So.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Yeah, but it's got a different profile because of the oak. We've never put Green Man to oak ever.
Yeah, there is a different.
Yeah. And it's a little milder this time around, so that way your asshole doesn't start screaming about 6 hours after you drink a bottle.
We're looking out for people's culos this round.
Your buttholes are taken care of here at the Mead Hall.
That's right.
Thank you, buttholes.
We're covering your ass. That's what we're
Right.
doing.
There we go. That's a T-shirt right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so Mead, we're in good shape. Now, it is the first time and probably the longest break we have gone since 2015 of not having a batch underway.
That's very true. Well, we got Holly King, which, I mean, are we going to tape that back up and be like, see you next year? I mean,
next year would be a Grand Reserve, right? 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, we have like, what? We have.
Because that was a December 2018.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this year would be 3 years. That is a Grand Reserve. Grand Reserve meads, I don't mind them. I just find they're probably better to go over your pancakes and waffles and such.
Do you think it'll take on, with no, like, honey backing at all, do you think the consistency would be a little more forgiving?
Yeah, it will.
That's kind of what I'm hoping.
And everything, mead just gets smoother and smoother with age. I'm sure.
Yes, it does.
I'm sure that train comes to its station eventually. But
yeah, there is a wall.
Yeah, but it's I can only assume that shit's amazing.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that's the mead update for the week. How's about the metal side of things?
Before we throw it, because usually it's just like, here you go, LJ. This is yours.
Right.
I got to listen to the new Liquid Tension Experiment song today. Now, for those who are unaware, that is the fucking super group of Mike Portnoy, John Petrucci, Jordan Ruiz, the three members of Dream Theater.
I was like, wait a minute, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're naming off Dream Theater members.
Yeah. And the bass player from King Crimson, I want to say.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
That's when I was fucking badass bass player.
Because you gotta, you're not gonna get all of Dream Theater together. In
No,
that
you're
context.
not getting pretty. If you get 4, then it's Dream Theater.
And see, Portnoy and Petrucci have so much chemistry. Of course, they're going to work outside of Dream Theater.
And Jordan,
they're gonna.
And Jordan Rudess as well.
Yeah, they have so much chemistry, man.
But they haven't. They had this shit. They put out one album 22 years ago, back in like '99.
Wow.
Good God.
And it's a shredder. It's a great album. And then that was kind of it.
I haven't heard any of the new shit. You'll have to show me later.
It's only one song, but it's like
okay.
7.5 minutes long, instrumental. It's a fucking banger, dude.
You have to show me that shit, bro.
Is it better than 10 Gear Cavalry?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Yeah. I would even say it's better than Dream Theater from the past 10 years.
That's not hard to believe, though.
At 5 years. 5 years.
Now,
I'll say 5 years.
because I'm a Portnoy fan, but
Yeah,
more
it
of the
is
dude.
Portnoy.
But that guy's a fucking hell of a drummer.
Oh God.
It's just that guy exudes a personality, which I could see that if your if your ego is challenged every once in a while, you might not like the guy.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is at first I was pissed that Portnoy left. I was pissed at Portnoy.
Speaking of Mike Portnoy, I still remember what you did for me last year for my birthday. Was
Damn
it last
right.
year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This motherfucker got Mike Portnoy to personally wish me a happy birthday. Man, I jacked off so much that day. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that.
Well, Mike, if you're listening, my apologies, homie.
Not literally, y'all. But
Go ahead and cancel that this year's request. Thanks.
oh man,
That'd be great to do it again. It's like, Ruben again? Fuck that guy.
I can already see his dick now.
Yeah, that's I get it. But man, when you get inside of these guys' heads, there's some of these guys are fucking miles ahead of other dudes.
Oh, absolutely.
And Mike Portnoy's one of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
And like I said, this song sounds like Dream Theater.
Yeah.
It really
It will.
does.
If you're gonna have those three, yeah, it's going to.
There are good dudes in this scene. And Mike Portnoy's one of them at the top. I'd put Dave Ellefson up there.
Yeah.
I'd put Les Claypool up there.
Oh, who's Dave? I'm not familiar with.
He's the bass player from Megadeth from back in the day.
okay. Back in okay.
Yeah, a long time ago. But yeah, there are good, solid fucking dudes in metal. and ladies too. But man, that's Portnoy. I put him at the top, man.
I agree. But I'm really excited for this Liquid Tension Experiment album to come out. I think it's going to be fucking metal.
Right.
I don't even have the right words for it.
So they're working on a full album?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's just a tape.
I think it's like a fucking double album, too. Because, I mean, they don't put on short songs.
We're going to have to check this track out because I saw just some raging boners in your eyes.
It's like 7.5 minutes long, but it's worth the fucking journey.
Dropped 12 hours ago. Yeah, cool.
As did my pants when I saw it.
So it just dropped?
Yeah. My pants, they just dropped.
Fans only.
How's bats would go? Send it over to LJ and see what's going on with Lowdown on all the metal for the week.
Tag it.
Welcome back to the metal portion of the Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. I'm your host, LJ, and today we're going to be reading off a much longer list than usual of metal, since I actually got to check out a lot of these bands during this period, so let's get into it. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. First of all, the band Bolt Thrower has got 3 albums on re-release. Honor, Valor, Pride, vinyl re-release. Mercenary, and one called Those Once Loyal. And, you should probably go check those out. I've never heard of Bolt Thrower, but it sounds like a pretty interesting name for a band. And, let's go check them out. Next on this list is Jason Bieler and the Baron von Bielski Orchestra with their new release, Songs for the Apocalypse. I hope this is a really long album, because with a really long name and music that is in this category of hashtag prog rock, as it says on their YouTube channel, I think it's a good listen. So, look out for that. Next up is the band Wet, W.E.T. The album is called Retransmission. Sounds like a good album so far, and I'm actually looking forward to this one. Fun fact, the band's name, Wet, is actually derived from the status that they leave their female fans' panties in whenever they do a show. So, yeah, there you go. You just learned a thing about this band. So go out there, buy their album, download it, stream it, whatever. It's worth it. Especially if you have panties. That went too far. I'll see myself out. Next up is the band Labyrinth. The album is called The Absurd Circus. And it's weird because they sound like Judas Priest, but they look like they just beat up a bunch of Italian mafia guys and stole their identities. Like, they literally look like the Sopranos cast. Fucking creepy. But anyways, they do sound like Priest if they played power metal. So, yeah, there you go. There's another good band to listen to. God, we're just getting all the good bands. A couple of weeks ago, we got shit bands, so now we actually have some good material to listen to. Next up is a band called, I'm presuming their name is Crye, C-R-E-Y-E. The album is called 2, as in I. I fucking hate that Roman numeral shit. Anywho, and I even did it with my album. So anyways, they're classified as melodic rock, and it kind of reminded me of some of the bands like in the late 2000s where they started getting more melodic and kind of like had like a really big build up, and then you'd have like just the kicks and the guy would sing real softly and then it'd get heavy again in the chorus and shit. You know, sort of commercial, but anyways, not a bad listen. If you're into that kind of stuff, then sink your teeth into this one. And one more for the road. We have Asphyx. The album is called Necroceros. I mispronounced it in my head, and I was going to say Necrosaurus Rex. And, no, it's Necroceros. All one word. Asphyx, as intimidating as their name sounds, they actually sound like a basket full of puppies. No, they're heavy as shit. Quite possibly the only band on here to capture their name perfectly. So, if you're into making it feel like you've been face-fucked by a jackhammer while getting struck by lightning simultaneously and run over by a monster truck, yeah, Asphyx is your band. Asphyx is your band. So, that's all I've got for today. Tune in next time we do a podcast, and I will see you next time. Take it away, Kevin and Brandon, or if this is the end of the podcast, then see you next time. Come back anytime, stranger.
Man, good to get LJ back, and I was a little worried about that guy. His PC and his laptop melted down like same day back in December. That's why he wasn't on, with us here a couple weeks ago. He was on the last one, not the one before that.
He sent me that shit on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, here, I can do it. Here it is.
Yeah.
But he's still so happy and enthusiastic. I was laughing at the last show y'all had. Like at the end of this his segment, he's like, "It's me, the happier than usual, overly happy host."
I'm just glad that guy got his shit back in order, man. I know what technical difficulties are.
Oh yeah.
I've been having a few of my own this week.
I was gonna say, I think it's not a good day to own a high-end piece of tech.
No. Tech tends to fuck me anyway, and as it is, so I'm going to have to buy a new TV at some point. I'm starting to get a dark area in mine, which the conspiracy theorist in me thinks that it was actually my PlayStation.
I was going to say, there are some Q followers
Is your
that would
PlayStation
think,
dead?
It's hurt. It's hurt.
It's limping.
It's hurt.
limping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm at that weird point. It's like, all right, well, I can send it back to Sony, and they'll fix it for me, probably a couple $100. Or I can wait for a PS5, and but which are rolling out at a trickle right now.
And you even did like the full initialize, wipe the hard drive, brand new start,
everything. Yeah.
And when you did that, shit was okay until you installed Valhalla.
Yeah.
I think right there tells enough of the story, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Just take it off of there entirely and see. And if it runs like a fucking champ again, I'll know what the issue is.
Yeah, something in Valhalla just telling your fucking Xbox or your PS4 to go fuck itself.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a great game, but it ain't that great.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like, well, is this a life challenge? Skyrim, I would say, might be worth crashing all your shit.
PlayStation's like, I want
Skyrim.
I want Cyberpunk.
If I had a console that wasn't running Skyrim, I'd bought one that did.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just a challenge, whatever, man.
Anyway.
What all we got going for the medals this week for
Let's
your
see.
side of it? Oh, what happened to the dude from goddamn not Arctic Monkeys?
Old Johnny Schaefer?
Yeah.
Or Schaffer?
John Schaefer. Oh, the Iced Earth guy.
Yeah.
The Iced Earth guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Twisted Tea guy, right? No.
I think
Well, he got a little Twisted Tea upside the head from the legal system.
that dude became a meme on a national news level, though. I mean, you did not watch a news report and not see that picture of him fucking, bruh.
It looked like an album cover to an Iced Earth.
That is going to be an album cover eventually.
John Schaefer storming the White House.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, apparently, dude turned himself in, and now
They're holding him in like.
they're talking about holding him without bail.
Oh.
And because of the whole Oath Keeper hat he was wearing, because they're thinking the Oath Keepers are the ones that coordinated the riot.
I guess I don't really know that much about these.
Me
assholes.
neither.
I don't know. Are they like a domestic terrorist organization?
The extreme right.
Bend the
militant.
knee.
Well, it's like when they're telling me, it's like, what are that one group, the Proud Boys? Oh yeah, bunch of white supremacists. And I see this video. It's like, I hate to be the fucking bearer of bad news. That guy's a Latino.
What does this mean? I don't know what this means anymore.
It's like, wait a minute. When are the Latinos taking over the white supremacists?
What the Pride
movements?
Boys. I was curious about them, and I typed it in on Facebook, and Facebook gave me this big ass warning, like, you know what you're going into. This spreads hate, and this spreads. They gave me like a warning to watch. To not. They gave me like a big old fucking warning. And I just backed away and didn't go to that Proud Boy shit.
Yeah.
I guess Facebook, the whole... And I understand the spreading hate shit. I'm glad Facebook is doing something about that,
Hate.
Well, the problem is that hate runs two ways too, though, because you're starting to see the reflex to a lot of that shit. So a lot of the Trumpers got all angry, invaded the Capitol building, and all that. Whatever. Biden gets elected. Now you're starting to see a lot of shit from people trying to shit on and punish those on the right just for trying to, I'm not talking about Proud Boys or Oath Keepers or anybody. I'm talking about just people with an opinion.
Yeah, people that got a Trump bumper sticker.
And if your opinion isn't in line with theirs, stand the fuck by, because they're already, God damn it, who's that one wacky bitch that's in Congress out of New York? She had said that they need to find out who the Trump supporters are and punish them. Like, this is democracy, bitch. I don't know. I mean, you may not like the way people vote, but you can't punish them for what they do.
You can't beat their ass in a legal election and then punish them for losing.
Yeah.
You just can't do that. There's plenty of people there that can be punished.
I'm still just waiting because I still get a Civil War II vibe going on, and it's still there even with Trump out of office. So
Wouldn't that be something?
I guess. I don't know how what that looks like in the 21st century. It's going to look a shitload different than it did in the 19th century.
Yeah, because they're fuck. I don't know.
Lock and load and look after yours, and I got to look after me and mine. We got this Civil War II on.
I don't want to have to get in my Judas Iscariot hog wallop routine. It's too early for that shit. Fuck. Let's see. Back to more depressing things. The lead singer Chevelle is getting a little Eeyore on his the opinion of his band and his skills in writing songs. And they have a new album coming up.
Yeah, that new single there's all over the goddamn place. Fuck, even Ruben posted it, I think, on Facebook.
How do you feel about the new single?
It's Chevelle is like McDonald's. It's always consistently good.
Yeah.
Chevelle has something they do, and that's what they do. And it's a good song.
So you're saying the band is questioning the skill of
the band, the front man.
Fans.
Yeah,
fans are
right? Are questioning.
No, the front man. Fucking Pete. Was it Loeffler?
Leffler, yeah.
Leffler. Yeah, he's. Let's see.
Run this over me again.
He felt pressured and overworked when writing some of the band's material in the past, mainly due to their quote-unquote tyrant of a manager. If people like this one, then I'm going to continue on. And if not, it may be many years before we put out anything else. I may move on to some other side projects and let Chevelle sit for a minute. It's pretty much everything we could throw at it over 4 years' time.
That's a fucking jammer of a track, though.
It's not bad, but it's Chevelle doing Chevelle shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to fucking reinvent the wheel.
Right.
But they don't have to. That's the thing. They don't fucking have to. I have a feeling this guy's just sick and tired of doing the same shit. Wants to go do some different shit.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what it sounded like.
I have a feeling that might be the last Chevelle album we get.
Take a little break.
I think that'll be it.
Hiatus.
I think that's going to be the bookend.
I don't know. Well, but so they're still putting out. Matter of fact, and that track to me sounds, I would say like old Chevelle, but you're right. Consistency is consistency.
Yeah.
So that means it does sound like any other Chevelle track. I mean, they're timeless. I mean, I can't listen to a Chevelle track that I'm unfamiliar with and try to go, that sounds like 2005 Chevelle. I can't.
Yeah, dude.
Because who fucking knows?
It's the only Chevelle album that doesn't sound like anything else they've done is their first one.
Yeah.
And even
Point
that
number one, it's the production.
Even that, it's that fucking garage style production.
It has that garage production.
And it sounds, I mean, it has that Chevelle sound, but it doesn't sound anything like their next efforts. But their next efforts all are pretty uniform.
Yeah. Because, I mean, if you think back a year ago, so all of Tool's fans were angry because they, or not all of them, there was a pretty good number of them, angry because they thought Fear Inoculum is 10,000 Days revisited, and they didn't,
Well, that's their fucking loss.
Yeah, no, I mean, but the problem is reality. Too many of them want them to sound like fucking Undertow. It's like, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I think bands evolve, and they do, over time, soften, unless you're talking about Chevelle.
Yeah, Chevelle's going strong.
They still have that angst, the edge, that edge and angst. They still have.
But if you keep eating just some plain old crackers every day, you're going to want something else.
And they even interviewed Peter about how he keeps that angst going, because you know how a lot of bands go soft over time. I guess he has.
I like to call it flaccid, but yeah,
yes, they lose their rigid firmness. Well, like, check this out. Say Conor McGregor came out before the fights tomorrow and said, well, if I win, it's great, but if I lose, I think I'm gonna get the fuck out of here for a
and
little
we'll
bit.
go on and study Taekwondo.
Yeah, I'm gonna go learn how to read, maybe make proper whiskey, and not the proper shit he thinks he's making.
Yeah,
I wouldn't root for the man. I would think he's going to lose tomorrow and his career is over. If he's not stoked about the album, why should I be?
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
So I mean, I'm already kind of going in like.
I do think we're going to see out of the pandemic and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I think when we get out of this shit, there's a lot of bands that aren't going to be around anymore.
Probably.
On the flip side, there are some bands that have been old standbys for a long time that are we're going to see some shit come from them. We're going to see that bear fruit, basically because everybody's been locked down and not been able to tour. Metallica's still working on that new fucking record of theirs. Although they did use the phrase at a glacial pace.
I read that interview today.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, but I understand. It's like, fuck, man, these guys, they don't know any other way to make music other than be in a room together and do it.
Right.
Doing this shit over the fucking interweb is tough.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to nail something like they nail it. And you take away the touring aspect, it's like, shit.
Not a lot to really do outside of just go to rehab and write music, right?
Yeah. Well, what better time to go into rehab than during Rona, right?
Might as well.
What worse time is to come out of rehab during Rona and be like, well, that was a big fucking waste of time. I guess I better get back out there and get my bottle ready. Outside of that, the lead singer of Ghost sang with some dudes. Saying,
Okay.
It's pretty a positive review there.
I think the story was more about like, oh, we get to see this new incarnation of this guy.
Have you ever? What are your thoughts on Ghost?
You know, you could go back to a episode of this podcast and hear me praising him
Yeah.
because I'm a sucker for a good harmony.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I think it was like how I listened to dubstep hardcore for like 6 months,
Right.
and then I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I listened to Goes Hard for like 6 months. I'm like, I'm out.
No, I'm kind of in that same boat. I've just never really been that into them. And
I appreciate them for what they are.
Sure.
That last
respect
album, I jammed it like once or twice, and I haven't jammed it again.
That one kind of did it for me. I went, you know what? I've never been a big fan of these guys. I am certainly not now.
So this coming from a guy that's seen them live.
Right.
Now that album, the Meliora, well, you know, their early stuff we always enjoy, like, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, full disclosure, I might throw one on from their heyday on every once in a while because it has a different sound, because it almost sounds like weird surf doom metal, which is
Right.
what I thought always was the point.
That's what I liked about the first album. That it had that vibe to it.
Until they got big, and then all of a sudden it's like it's all about that front man.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, you're right. This is my band.
Yeah, no, if you go back a couple of records, it's not a great comparison. They remind me a little bit of Pelican in a way.
Yeah.
But man, not now. Not now.
That's a band I've forgotten about.
Yeah.
A lot of bands are using the name Ghost in the, like, I've seen like at least 2 or 3 different bands, like Ghost Flame, Ghost Space, like, I don't know, some variation, but I'm seeing Ghost more now in band names.
Ghost Come.
Ghost Come.
That's when you start just firing blanks because you've been at it too much.
Good. I just want the good feeling anyway. The good feeling without any of the cleanup.
But yeah, man. Ghost is not. They're not on my list of shit I've got to do. Although I actually am pretty happy about this because it's still a go right now. Fingers crossed.
As of today.
Deftones still playing September 11th.
Oh, Albuquerque, huh?
Yeah, Isleta. And so that's going to be me, you, and Brandon, and Krista and her fiance. So. Yeah, no, she's engaged, dude. What are you fucking? You weird? What the hell's wrong with you?
I wonder where we'll be with this Corona thing by August, September.
The funny thing is, and all these asshole Trump supporters were out there saying, come Inauguration day after, they're going to start really saying that, oh, yeah, we got a handle on this shit. I'll be fucked if even that goddamn, that idiot, no, he's not an idiot, but that asshole they have to roll out. He's the face of the coronavirus, that old bastard with the glasses.
Fauci.
Yeah. He comes out and goes, yeah, well, may not protect against some of the strains we're seeing now. But you know what? Actually, I believe that we're probably making better progress than I could have perceived by this point or whatever. It's like, oh, yeah, you think? It's like 2 days after the inauguration. And the governor's already like, yeah, well, we need to start thinking about getting back to normal. It's like, well, that's funny. You fucking didn't have that opinion 3 days ago.
That's weird how that shit works.
Oh, guess what's popping up again all over Facebook? That whole "they're coming to get your guns" bullshit. Yeah. There's always that one fucking person. They're coming for your guns.
Every time a Democrat gets elected president, that's the first thing. It's like, they're coming for your guns.
They coming.
Obama was in there 8 years. He did not come around looking for guns. I'm
That
telling you
dude's
right
busy killing people with Xbox controllers.
now. You fucking yeah.
Was he the drone murderer?
Oh my God, dude! According to one Jordanian report, it's like those numbers are like close to 1 million by drone attacks during his presidency. Well, I mean, now he didn't start the war. That was that war criminal Bush, but he fucking certainly followed through on it. It's like, hey, Xbox controllers for everybody. Let's go kill a bunch of brown people.
How are you Call of Duty Modern
Like
Warfare?
real life Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Shit, yeah, if you're good
But
flying
guys,
fucking...
they gonna come get your guns.
Yeah. According to our numbers from the Pentagon, imagine that. It's like supposed to be like around 20,000 or something like that. That one independent Jordanian report's like, no, bro, it's like 850, 860,000. It's like, Jesus.
That's
Al Jazeera. Are you familiar with that Al Jazeera?
Yeah, that's out of Egypt, though. This is actually a credible report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Al Jazeera, I'm sure, probably like, that's 20 million, bitch.
Oh, fake. Are they that fake news type shit?
No, but
Or-
they do tend to embellish a little.
Oh,
Like all of them do now, CNN, Al Jazeera, One America Network, all of
I
them.
was going to say, isn't there like an Al Jazeera USA
There
network?
used to be. They had to shut it down. And that's why Keith Olbermann was out of a job.
Oh, shit. That's a shame.
Yeah. But yeah, so then Fox News apparently kind of softened a little bit, or as I like to say, went a little flaccid. And lost that meaty girthiness, The
like Peter.
and
Chevelle.
they were actually the first network to actually call Arizona for Biden, and that got a lot of people angry, including Trump.
Arizona for Biden.
Yeah, so then Trump starts telling all of his followers, like, nope, fuck Fox News. You got to watch Newsmax or One America Network. And that's wackadoodle news, man. That is wackadoodle news.
Maybe that's the problem. It's just like anybody can have a news show.
Yeah,
Fuck, we could do a news show.
as long as you don't call it news. You can present it as news. You can make it sound as factual as you want to. Just can't really necessarily call it news because you want to be able to have that out and say, oh no, this isn't a news show. This is an opinion show.
There's always
That's how they get around the whole Hannity thing.
loopholes, buddy. Loopholes.
See, during the day, Fox News has I guess they try to be legitimate journalists and fail. But in the evening, then fucking here comes Sean Hannity. Without really ever saying anything or whatever, but it's a transition to then it's like opinion/entertainment, not news.
Who wants to be entertained watching news? I blame the Daily Show for all this.
All the hassle, yeah. Well, I mean, you got two sides of it. You got the fucking Hannity people, and you got the what the hell's that show on Comedy Central with Trevor Noah?
Daily
Yeah,
Show.
the Daily Show. Yeah, that is it. Yeah. Those are two very divergent sides, but their bases are basically the same.
Y'all watch the Colbert Report?
No.
What is it called?
That guy, fuck that guy. Because he comes out, he's pretending to be a Republican for years on Comedy Central and everything, and that was his shtick, and it was great. He gets a big, high-paying late-night gig. Now he drops all of that, and now he's, like, allowed to be himself, and it turns out he's an asshole. So,
Apparently it's because Comedy Central owns that character.
Really?
I think. I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
I don't know.
But I have heard that around the old campfire.
Yeah.
Not that I hang out around the Colbert campfire a whole lot.
Right.
Must have piss in it.
I guess as far as MMA goes, let's get to that because that might. Well, it's not going to take a long time.
Yeah,
but
but there are this.
Oh, okay,
Before
you
we
got a
get into the
couple.
card,
Yeah.
something really strange happened this weekend. Actually, it happened, I guess, technically today. So the fight card, fully stacked, but weirdly enough, there were some fucking people missing. Not that I really cared, but I have news like, I feel like we're getting short like a fight or two here.
I mean, like milk carton people, right?
Sounds like they're just gone, not mentioned. And apparently, this guy by the name of Ottman Azaitar? Whatever, it doesn't matter. He doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
We'll just call him Ottman because it's a little easier, right?
Yeah, let's see. This is basically just what Dana White said. So he and his team cut off the wristbands, gave them to somebody else outside the bubble. I don't even know how they even did it. That guy taped them, the wristbands, showed up here with a bag, went into a room, shimmied across 4 balconies, went in his room, dropped off the bag, changed his clothes, and then left. Went on to say, now when security tried to stop him, he wouldn't stop either way. But he's gone. He's no longer a UFC fighter, and he's not fighting tonight.
Do we know who the suspicious dude was or anything?
No.
Man, if there's a bunch of weird coronavirus cases that spike there, I'd be willing to bet it's like a fucking Scott Coker hitman. We're going to shut down Fight Island and get the Rona out there.
Send fucking Rumble over there. Like Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon.
Yeah, just like a 265-pound version.
Right. Went to Han Island.
Yeah, so that's a little creepy, but I love seeing that they immediately fired that guy. Like, nope.
Yeah, it's like,
Bye.
no, that's weird and breaking the rules.
You
motherfucker.
violated the safety and health protocols of everybody there. Bye.
And that's pretty much a black mark on your record these days.
That guy was undefeated too, like 11-0 or something.
2-0 in the UFC.
Yeah, but that guy. Well, he's one of these out of like the former Soviet republics, so those assholes are like bred for weird shit dating back to communism and everything else. Hell yeah, they're murderers. They look at almost any of them. Man, if they got a weird name, I don't recognize it. I'm not immediately discounting them like I used to in like Vegas.
No shit. Ah, man. Outside of that, we do have us fight card tomorrow.
Yes, indeed.
The fight card's on pay-per-view, which y'all better be legally watching. Uncle Dana gonna be watching you.
Yeah, he called out. Apparently, there's like one guy apparently that puts a stream out that then gets shared amongst the millions who don't want to pay for fights. And Dana White had even said, "Yeah, we're watching that motherfucker. We're watching him. If he tries to stream that out to everybody else, we're going to hammer him." And he's apparently not from America either, so that's kind of interesting.
No, man, well, let's be honest. Few of these people are.
Right.
This is all happen. I mean, if you're illegally streaming anything, you better have a good head on your shoulders when it comes to, one, internet security.
Right.
And two, what to click and not click. I mean, there's strange fogs out there.
Right.
That you click and it opens up 5 windows in the background. You don't know it and wonder why your internet's going so slow.
Well, Dana White's got that one guy, the gender fluid dude that used to fight in heavyweight division.
Sage Northcutt, no.
Brennan Schaub went on Twitter and was asking people for streams, and some of these dummies fucking gave him streams. All of the sites that these people gave him streams to, all of them were shut down immediately that night.
Well, see, Dana White has the right to be that dick because it's his company.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing, man. Now, have I watched a pirated fight or two? Yeah, over the years, sure.
Yes,
but man, but I also get it. Now, put together a good fucking card. I'm throwing money at it.
Yeah.
Guess what I'm buying tomorrow? I'm buying the goddamn fight because that's a huge fight. Anytime Conor McGregor's on, that's an instant buy. Anytime John Jones is on, instant buy. There are certain fighters, man, it's an instant fucking buy for me without even thinking about it. I'm not going to buy in advance because I know how some of these fights can tend to drop, right?
Especially these days, man. But it looks like even with that weird news and the Hack Barajas Sarukian fight getting pulled, Sarukian didn't even make weight.
Right.
But Hack Barajas got pulled for an illness before the weigh-in.
Right before the weigh-in. He never showed up at the weigh-in because you're allotted a 2-hour window. Guy never showed up. He said, well, he's sick. I bet he is.
He's got the blood farts.
That's a bad weight cut. He ain't going to make weight. Yeah, he's sick. Bye.
You think that? Let's get him to a hospital and an IV in that fucking arm.
Yeah, likely as not.
Probably because he was dying. It's I can't do it anymore, and I don't want to just start chugging water in front of these assholes.
Dude, you don't want to. The fucking
pretty good.
You don't want your kidneys to shut the fuck down on a weight cut, dude.
No, they're hard to kick back up.
Yeah.
Once they shut, it's what do you call those perpetual motion machines?
A perpetual motion machine.
Did I just name it? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Fucking Ruben just standing up and throwing money in our pockets.
Yeah,
that's a good man right there.
Yeah, put that money.
Damn, he may forget what I was talking about.
You're talking about a perpetual motion machine.
I know. Even thinking of that phrase threw me off as well. So now that these guys, both their fights got pulled. Matt Frivola and Armin Sarukian are going to be fighting in a catchweight.
Which is great. I'm not a fan of Frivola, but I know who he is, and I'm glad to see. I hate to see guys train, they go through a full camp, everything else, and voila, no fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a bit of a bummer.
They still get paid, but that means that they're not going to be able to have a performance bonus or anything like that. Yeah, sure, they get their money for the fight. They don't get their fucking Reebok money. They don't get that shit. They get what's in the contract.
Wow. So basically making Reebok money almost like bonus money.
It kind of is.
Even though when your sponsorships, that wasn't bonus money. That's money that you go out and earn by fucking killing people.
Yeah, it's been years now. It's been 5 years, and I'm still not really – no, 6 years. And I'm still not really happy with how the company made an exclusive deal with Reebok and an exclusive deal with Venom that's going to kick in April,
Is that when it kicks in April? I'm curious to see what they do. I mean, at least it's a fucking MMA corporation.
There's that.
The
Reebok thing, man, you can make the argument it's a little weird, right?
It took them 3 years to make it even okay to look at.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to just be black and white. We can actually use colors. Oh, man. Imagine the possibilities.
Go back and fire up UFC 2 for your Xbox or PlayStation and take a look, because it's all black and white, and that's how it was in the promotion. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's one thing that sucks about going back and playing UFC 2 is you forget how ugly the Reebok kits were.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, shit, in UFC 4, you can fucking wear pretty much whatever you want.
Really?
It doesn't even have like the Reebok thing. You can fucking have your fighter wearing like the old gladiator fucking style shorts and shit.
Oh, wow.
They allow for far more customization in the game than they do in real life.
It sounds like, more than more than real life, but it sounds like more than probably any product they've had in 15 years.
It's this weird thing that EA Sports is trying now, which is kind of working. It keeps me playing if they have like a cool little shirt or some trunks. I mean, I have like animated trunks that I get to wear.
Animated trunks?
They're fucking animated. They have like skulls on them, and they're all spooky.
Oh, wow.
It looks pretty dumb, but it animates, so I think it's cool.
Right.
Just like on Tony Hawk, where you can get the animated skateboards.
Right.
Same concept. Anyway, so we got a fight card tomorrow. Thankfully, main card kicks off at 8 with prelims, I'm assuming around 4:30, 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock now that they've had that fight drop. It was going to be 4:30.
I like
That's why, we have a particular friend, and he's like, hey, man, when can I show up? And I said, no time before 4. Because I was assuming, all right, show up at 4, though. Cool. We can be social and bullshitting for a little bit. And then half an hour later, the fights kick off. Now I was like, okay, no time before 4:30. I gotta have my me time.
That 30-minute buffer. I agree. I got to get my at least my copy of Valhalla Works. I got work to do on that shit soon.
You dick.
On to UFC 257. Just a quick, brief look here. Early prelims.
There's going to be a lot of names you are not going to be able to pronounce because, again, it's Fight Island, so we're getting everybody from, like, Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan. And
that's the only drawback Fight Island fights, man. If they should take all the UFC fighters they're taking there for the 3-card week and put them all in one card.
Huh.
Like the Carlos Condit fight, put that on the pay-per-view. That should have been on the goddamn pay-per-view.
Yeah. See, the problem, and I know what they're doing, Dana White doesn't. He resents the idea that one championship is making money. He resents it a lot because he thinks, there's a lot of people in his position too, that the money belongs to him. It just happens to be, unfortunately, in somebody else's pocket right now.
Well, the one thing UFC has going for them that one doesn't, and it's probably why people like it so much, I don't think they really have drug testing.
In one?
If they do, I've never heard anybody get popped. I think they got some big boys over there.
I think they do. Ryzen, fuck that. Ryzen almost basically encourages.
No, man, they give you that fucking TRT Skittles box, and you're good to go. Like, just eat this box by the end of the day, and you'll be good tomorrow.
Munch that box.
Oh, man. Fucking prelim card. Khalil Roundtree taking on Marcin Pracino.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Another one that you might not see again.
Right. I mean, I wasn't impressed with Roundtree's last outing, but shit, man, all things are new,
That's the beauty of a loss. After that, it's like you're 0-0 again.
Right.
You know, the Kudalaba fight, that was tough.
Yeah.
But that was also, God, that was over a year ago, September of 2019.
God, Kudalaba got smashed here a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, how funny how that shit just gets paid right back in
Yeah,
light
yeah.
heavyweight division.
Right.
Hopefully he rebounds. I'll be pulling for him because I know who he is. The other guy. It's like,
That's-
sorry,
that
guy.
is kind of the interesting dynamic of Fight Island.
And the few people that are probably listening right now to the MMA part thinking, oh, man, you just don't know that guy. You don't know shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
Juliana Pena taking on Sarah McMahon, women's bantamweight.
Man, every time I pick McMahon, I get fucked. I'm going to go Pena on that one.
Yeah, I'll agree with you because I think I have a similar issue.
Yeah. Every time I've taken that chick, nope.
And the funny thing
It's a
is,
bad day.
I'm going to pull up her fucking record, and it's probably going to be a seesaw.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was like, oh, Olympics. I don't want it.
No,
Where's that
I'd be
MMA?
willing to bet there's a lot of parity in that fight, but again, I can't take McMahon.
Yeah, she did beat Lena Landsberg in the last outing back in January of last year. God, that's a weird thing. January of last year.
Got to shake off them 2020s.
Yeah, no shit, man. Because I was looking at that. What, she just fought? She fought in the future? No. She's fighting today? It's like January 22nd of 2020.
time machine.
That bitch. Brad Tavares fighting Antonio Carlos Jr. at middleweight. That might be a good one.
That one will be a good one. Tavares kind of needing a win, I would think. I don't remember his last time out, but I know he'd hit a little spout there for a hot minute where he was down a couple of losses in a row.
Yeah, he's down 2 in a row.
Okay, it is right now then. Okay,
Let's see. And damn, his last 2 losses. First one was against Israel Adesanya back before Israel Adesanya was a champ,
right.
and Edmund Shabazian back in November of 2019.
Yeah, but that guy's Armenian. Fuck that guy.
Oh, I guess. Well, he tore his ACL, so that's why he has been out for a good while. He was supposed to fight Antonio Carlos Jr. back in March of last year.
Fucking probably better to get a broken arm in a fight than it is to have ligament and tissue damage.
Yeah, because either you're going to come back better or you're never going to be the same. There's no like back to normal.
Right.
Shit.
Come on, Ruben.
We boring you, bitch?
I thought it was muted.
Let's get on through the rest of this. I want to get to drinking. Come on.
That's right. Let's see. Let's jump to the main card. One of the fights that got bumped from the prelim card. Odd choice. Andrew Sanchez fighting Makhmed Muradov.
Right. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Another guy that is like, you're not going to see him after this card.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think the UFC is going to try to set up shop. I do believe Yas Island is going to be a normal fixture for a very long time.
Oh, yeah. Even after Rona.
Oh, yeah.
When Rona ain't a thing and money can be made,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, they're going back.
Sure.
Fucking WWE goes and does it all the time. The first big fight I'm really psyched about, Marina Rodriguez fighting Amanda Ribas.
I will go with Rebus.
Old Reebok. I always want to think she's Mexican.
Yeah, no,
She's
she's
fucking
Portuguese. Yeah, Brazilian. She's fun to watch though because she wrecked somebody last time. Oh, fucking the female Sage Northcutt.
Yeah, Paige VZ.
Yeah.
Sent her, yes, gave her her walking papers.
Yeah, sent her on to bare knuckle fighting with her final fight in the UFC. Ever a loss.
And I feel like Paige Van Zandt lost to someone that was better looking than she was. That fake tits and all.
Oh yeah, right.
Ribas is fucking.
She's got a natural beauty to her.
Yeah.
Not a hey, I paid for those beauty.
Marina Rodriguez coming off, last 3 is a win, a draw, and a loss. She fought Carlos Esparza back in July
I don't know why I thought you were going to say Carlos Condit. I was going to say, God damn.
because apparently she's mouthy. This was back in July, back when on Fight Island. So this
Yeah.
would be a return for her to Fight Island. I think Ribas is going to probably take an arm home with her.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah. Jessica I fighting Joanne Calderwood at 125.
Okay, there on every pay-per-view, there's a fight that is dog shit, and it brings the whole fucking thing to a screeching halt.
You really think it's going to be this one?
It's going to be that one.
Really?
Joanne Calderwood is not fun to watch, dude. Everybody they kept trying to tell me like 5 years ago, it's like, dude, you got to watch her. And I have. She doesn't finish people. She's not convincing in what she's trying. She gets out of there. Her wins are usually decision victories.
Yeah, her last finish was August 2018.
Jessica, I know our friend Alex Pointer is. He trains with her and shit like that. They're both extreme couture. She's a boring goddamn fight. I mean, they'd mapped out this territory. When I got back into watching MMA again, probably 2013, probably.
Yeah.
They were making it out like, oh, got to look out, man, Jessica, evil eye. Got to look out. She's great. I have never witnessed greatness out of that woman.
Well, I mean, gosh, her fucking record. She entered the UFC 10-1.
Yeah.
As of right now, she's 15-8.
That should tell you all you fucking need to know.
Yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3,
So
4,
she's
5,
5-7 since coming in the UFC.
She has a losing record in the UFC.
Yeah.
But she's also in the ladies' divisions, which you're easier to hold on to because you're probably cheaper. I hate to say that, but I think that Reebok money, that's baseline for everybody.
Yeah.
But you get paid on what you draw.
Right.
And I would even bet Valentina Shevchenko, she might be making 7 figures. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
But if that's based off more than her skill, too, she will go out and sell other shit for the UFC. If she's at a T-Mobile store, I'm going to be there in line asking her if she can remember my PIN number for me. It's tattooed on the inside of my thigh.
Right under D's.
When you hit these nuts, just stop.
I think probably the only female fighter that makes more money than Shevchenko is probably Amanda Nunes. And that's not even by fighting because she doesn't have to fight but once a year.
That's true. And if
Two divisions, and she's allowed to hold on to both of them. If you try to tell me how fucked that female fighters are in the sport, I'm going to tell you Amanda Nunes holds 2 straps and has fought once in the last calendar year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a fight was mentioned for her sometime late last year, pulled.
Mackenzie Dern has already got another fight already set up. She's going to be fighting, well, this is the funny thing, she's fighting Nina Ansaroff. coming up in March or April, I think. So,
Time to make a statement.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah? You want to fight me? I'm going to fight you, lady.
I would even go 12-6 on that just to fucking be like, I don't care if I get DQ'd. I'm coming for you. I hope Calderwood win just because I think she's adorable.
With that fight, I think she does.
You think so?
It's going to be a boring decision victory. But
I think Jessica Eye just getting that head rocking knockout from Shevchenko hadn't been the same ever since.
No.
Co-main event.
Finally.
Old Danny Boy Hooker, man out of Auckland, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Although you would almost think he's a Cockney whore. Sometimes. He sometimes sounds British to me.
New Zealanders have a different accent than Australians. To me, it's fairly imperceptible, but the Australians, it's different as night and day. So.
Yeah. So, basically what we have here is Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler making his debut after a long reign. 3-time Bellator lightweight champ.
My problem with this fight, I can't make a pick because I don't know. I don't watch Bellator. I have no idea what the skills are that Michael Chandler has, which apparently they are immense. I mean, the promotion got that guy from Bellator because they wanted him in their promotion, which tells me a lot of things. It tells me probably look for Michael Chandler to get a win, but I don't know.
It's always a hard call when these folks from outside of the other organizations come in to make their debut.
Dan Hooker got a great chin on him, though. Shit, man.
Do you think the gamble of Dan Hooker taking on Chandler, though, is worth it? I mean, Dan Hooker is coming off that Poirier loss. That's why Poirier's fighting McGregor.
Right.
That could have been Dan Hooker if he won that fight.
Right. I don't know, man. The problem is there are so many unknowns here. I have never watched Michael Chandler fight. Yeah, could I get online and pull it up on YouTube? Yeah, fuck yeah, sure I could. But I think the problem is going to be is that Dan Hooker is better than any competition that Michael Chandler ever faced at Bellator.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at the names. His last fight was against Benson Henderson.
Yeah.
Which he knocked him out.
Sure.
But you look deeper
so
in his
everybody
career.
Else. Everybody's
you look deeper in his career from like 6-7 years ago. 3 losses in a row, 1 to Eddie Alvarez and 2 to Will Brooks, both of which have gone on to do very mediocre things. Eddie Alvarez was a lightweight champ, though. Credit where credit's due.
For a week and a half.
For a hot minute. And then he made, I don't know, I hope he got paid for that 205 fight. I really do. If he didn't, he got fucked in the ass.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what Michael Chandler does, but Dan Hooker's great.
Dan Hooker is, he is, God, I don't even want to use the word journeyman because I think he's even better than that.
I almost thought Paul Felder had won that fight against him. Almost. I mean, that was a close fucking fight.
Yeah. What was that? That one went to decision, right?
Split decision
for Hooker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, really, the only losses that this guy's had since 2017 is Edson Barboza for a punch to the body. God, that sucks. And the last fight against Poirier.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, in that Edson Barboza, I remember that one. That proves you don't have to liver kick somebody. You can liver punch them, and it works just as well.
It's all about the power you generate.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Dan Hooker.
I don't know. I don't have enough information, so I'm not going to make a pick. But I think you probably are right. I just don't want to weigh in because I don't know. It's an unknown quantity there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But now, the reason for why we came to the main event of the whole evening, Conor McGregor fighting Dustin Poirier at lightweight for nothing, but really probably potential title fight, maybe.
I'm sure it is. This is the fight. This is a.
So we can say that Khabib is not retired then.
No, he absolutely is.
So
Dana White keeps saying that he's not. Keeps saying he's trying to come back. Khabib, man, I don't remember. It was a European publication. It was some media I'm not used to reading. And he had said, no. He said, why would I disrespect my mother and her wishes? Okay. Well, if he's saying that and Dana said, I think we can get him back for one more, somebody's fucking delusional. And I'm pretty goddamn sure it's Dana White.
Well, don't you remember that big old deal they made when he went into Khabib went into his office, and then they come out and he's like, Khabib's going to be watching the fights this weekend. Right. And if he sees something spectacular out of the co-main or the main, he might consider a fight.
He's not.
That's from Khabib's mouth, he said.
Khabib is there because his fucking cousin fought Wednesday and fucking got a huge win.
This is what Dana White said Khabib said.
Dana White's a liar. He's a goddamn liar, dude.
I think it's all a big setup. I really do. You don't film that shit. You don't film Khabib going into this is not pro wrestling.
It kind of is, though.
It doesn't have to be. Bellator has that well underhand. Ryzen's got it A-okay. They got Power Rangers fighting and shit. It feels good to be half-ass angry
there
again.
We go. All right. Well,
Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, haven't fought in 6 years. We remember how that went.
Yeah.
He says it's going to be over in 60 seconds.
Conor?
Yep.
I don't know about that. I don't. It's not going to see full 5 rounds. That's for fucking sure.
If I thought Conor would fight at least 2 more times this year, I'd be pulling for him. But I don't know.
Well, that's what he was wanting to do in 2020, and then the old Rona happened. So
Dustin Poirier's been getting work done even with the Khabib loss. I like Poirier in this one. I think he's gonna get a finish. I think 4th round finish. We're gonna see about that tank.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens there. Let's get to the picks. What are we drinking for the week?
I'm fucking drinking beer.
I got Coronas. I'm drinking some Coronas.
Got some GreenShips.
There you go. Or Longman. Either way, right?
Longmen.
It's
I got a bunch of Longman in my mouth.
On fans only.
We have to call it fans only because we might get sued by OnlyFans.
Right? Yeah,
for
exactly.
talking shit.
Right?
On fans only. My dick.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? What are we listening to this week?
That Liquid Tension Experiment song.
Okay, we'll close with that. And let's see. As far as fights go, what are you looking? What's the one thing you think is going to happen tomorrow? Hands down, going to be the outcome.
Amanda Heba's fucking armbar.
That's exactly where it's going to go. Well, I don't know about armbar, but I'm certainly looking submission on Jessica Eye.
And then she's going to look adorable in the post fight.
I think you're right. And her English is fucking wrecked. So it's going to have to.
It just adds to it.
I hope they have a translator around and not that big, tall, skinny, effeminate fella from Sao Paulo.
I haven't seen him in a while.
It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Time for us to go ahead and get the hell out of here. It is. Do check out. What's the name of that? Liquid Tension Experiment.
Yes, sir.
Do check it out. Yeah. Win the No, not When the Water Breaks. That's from years ago. The name of the new one. What do we have here? It is the Passage of Time.
Passage of Time.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah. Hey, Ruben, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me,
Check out
guys.
Alone in a Room. You got a page on Facebook and everything else, so get on there and check that out. Follow Ruben shit his efforts. He would appreciate it.
He's going to shit his efforts.
He's going to shit his efforts, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks, homie.
Anyway, thanks for being down, man. And we'll probably actually have Ruben on a little more regularly, maybe here in the future. We'll see.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Anyway, enjoy your time, heathens. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Goodbye.
Later, bitches.